Will there ever be a sequel? People
It's funny.
love to ask that
It never
question.
occurred to me to write a sequel
But have
until
you heard
people
that?
started asking me.
Totally.
And then I was like, oh, I could see that. So I'm not saying no. I don't,
Wow. Years before she became a novelist, Alison Espach worked in the wedding industry. Those memories ended up inspiring Wedding People, the best-selling novel that I chose for my book club in 2024. Now, 2 years later, the beloved favorite is out in paperback. I still remember how I felt reading Wedding People, and based on what a hit it was, many of you feel the same way. The book is about grief and disappointment, love and second chances. And it still manages to be hilarious. For our latest episode of Open Book, Alison and I speak about the journey to this book and its legacy. Plus, we share some of our favorite reads. I'm Jenna Bush Hager, and this is Open Book. Alison, I'm so happy to be with you. I feel like when people say, like, I read in your book club, 99 out of 100 are like, I loved Wedding People.
Oh.
Your book had this like skyrocketing moment. What did that all feel like for you?
Well, thank you for having me on here. It's really nice to get to chat with you again.
I know.
I mean, it just felt really amazing. I know that is a very boring answer, a very expected answer, but you would be surprised by how many good things in publishing don't feel amazing.
Yeah.
They can feel really complicated or
Yes.
fraught for whatever reason, but this experience just felt amazing. I was ready for it. It was my third book. I had periods of not publishing, periods of publishing. I had periods of obscurity, periods of people knowing me. I feel like I had been through a bunch before it already happened, which I feel like very grateful for. So I just got to enjoy it and just be amazed that I just kept hearing from readers, like usually you get a few emails or whatever, but from like your pediatrician, like, hey.
I mean, it's 2 years since it published. What are the types of things that people have said to you?
I would say just a bunch of different things, but one of my favorite things to hear is that this book found me at the right time. That seems to be a particular response to this book. Like, I don't think I really got that with my other two books. It just seems like the kind of book that people really connect to when they need it, right? Like maybe perhaps when they're feeling low or feeling like they can't imagine their way out of something. It seems to shift something for them. At least that's what they tell me.
Well, yeah. I also think, readers have told me it's like the humor, like the kind of contrast between dark and light, which I think is something that we all deal with every single day on macro and micro levels, felt really comforting in some ways, like the humor in the midst of some sadness.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people were surprised that they found it funny, especially, if you just hear the premise, right? You're like, that's a comedy. But that's kind of been my thing for a while now. I mean, that's how I sort of operate in life. That's how I get through life, right? So that's definitely when I approach writing books, it's like, that's how we're going to get through this book too. Like it's going to be dark, it's going to be sad, but we're going to laugh. And, the way my writer brain works is it just clocks whatever absurdity is happening amidst the tragedy. And when I sit down to write, that tends to be what I focus on.
Like those little details.
Those little details that like take you out of the sadness or just crack whatever you're feeling and make you laugh, or, despite feeling like, there's no way I could ever laugh at this, right?
Yeah.
But then you find yourself laughing. Yeah.
That, were you the type of kid who liked to make people laugh? What type of kid were you?
I was, yeah. I mean, I think when we were on the Today Show and you asked me, I thought you were going to start by saying like, why did you write this book? But you start, I was all set for that question. But you were like, tell me about the comedy. And I was like, what?
I
I was like,
know.
that was definitely like question 4 or something. So I just blurted out, it's a compulsion, off the top of my head. And that is truly the honest answer. It's a compulsion, for better or worse. Like, I love to make people laugh. I love to make myself laugh.
Hmm.
I, experienced some personal tragedy as a teenager, losing my brother
Hmm.
and watching my family become like what you might call the sad family in
Hmm.
town, and that kicked it in high gear, right? Like, I was the littlest child, right? And for some reason took it on myself to just like find the funny moments
Hmm.
and crack my parents up when I thought they could use some cheering up, and
Yeah, did
it
that
just
feel like
continued.
almost not a responsibility, but like, I mean, kind of a responsibility and a privilege to get to see them laugh?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it felt like cracking the code, like the
Hmm.
doing the impossible, right? You can imagine how a parent feels in that, or maybe you can't imagine how, I couldn't.
Hmm.
Um, I just knew it felt impenetrable, right? So it was like the biggest challenge to get them to smile, or,
Hmm.
and they did. And that was transformative for me, and something they seemed to really appreciate about me. I
Hmm.
mean, they never made it my burden. I will be
No.
clear, parents.
No, I mean,
But I certainly took it on.
there's also something intoxicating about that. My sister's always like, I shouldn't have been your first audience. Like, I regret it. I regret that first laugh because without her, I don't think I'd have the confidence to like
Right.
be this
Yeah,
clown
you
that I
got to
am
do
on
it
television. Yeah,
privately, and then
right?
take your show on the road.
Find the
Yeah,
safe laughter and then
exactly. Yeah.
exactly. But she's always like, God, why do I laugh at everything you say? It's so
You're
stupid. But
very funny.
well, I
Yeah.
think I'm
Yeah.
very
No, you
funny.
are. Yeah.
No.
Objectively, I've heard, every time your name comes up, people are like, she is very funny. So,
I so humor, I know, and it's funny because I don't know what it's like, but my dad lost a sister, and my grandmother talked a lot about losing a daughter, especially later in life, because she thought so much about her as she was getting closer to the end of her life.
mhm.
And I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but the thing she said, which I always think about when things are hard, is she always said humor helps. And it was so simple, but I think she just meant like, thank God she had a husband that she liked to laugh with,
Yeah.
because they could get through things like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, humor it's for me, it's always been the thing that just kind of pushes me away from the darkest feeling, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember, after my brother died, like literally the day of, a friend came over, and I mean, who knows what I was
Yeah.
feeling, but she made this face. We were just talking about something, the way we would talk about something,
Yeah.
and she made me laugh, and I couldn't believe it. Like it, I, and that was just a little sign to me that, like, you're gonna hang on to this,
Yes.
and you can come back to this feeling, and it's gonna get you through. And I mean, the same has been, with recent, my son was in the
Hmm.
hospital for a few months, and that was very difficult, in all the obvious ways. Being in a hospital is difficult. Um, but there were really funny things that happened.
Hmm.
And sometimes not my son because he couldn't laugh yet, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but we would just hysterically laugh at like whatever absurdity came up, like the after he was transported from Providence to Boston. I get a text from the hospital asking me to rate my ICU transport, like 5 stars or whatever, and I just was like, that's funny. That is funny.
Yeah. It's like
Like,
an
I'm not
Uber.
quite laughing,
Yeah.
but like I will
But you could see the
one
humor
day.
in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So there's humor, and then there's also probably the therapeutic nature of writing. And I read, which I didn't know any of this when, 2 years ago, but as a little kid, you wrote like a story a year, like a book a year, rather.
Yeah, a book.
I mean, you
Right.
wrote a million
Yes.
stories a year, but you wrote a full book a year.
No, I mean, in my head, they were books. They were 2 pages,
Yeah, but still,
yeah.
like that's like
And
you're prolific
I conceived of it as like, this is my novel. And
and I'm publishing it.
I published it by weaving yarn into
Yeah.
the loose leaf paper holes,
Yes.
and you tie a bow, and
Uh-huh.
it's published. You gotta put the title on the cover as well and draw a picture.
So
But
what
yeah,
did you always know you wanted to write?
yeah. I mean, I always just did it. I don't remember how it started, to be honest. I remember writing a poem in fifth grade for like the end of the year poetry collection or something, and I remember working really hard on it. And I actually read it the other day. It was like I think it was called. It was very dark and dramatic. It was called The Betrayal.
What
And it
happened
was
in the
like
betrayal?
it was just about a smile that was fake,
Ooh.
and the speaker learns that the smile was fake by the end, and
Ooh.
cracked her heart open. But I remember like working on that last line, like, should the heart crack or should the heart split? Like I was
Yeah.
playing around, and I am not a poet. I think that's truly the last poem I ever really
God,
wrote.
it sounds like you could have a future.
Yeah.
The heart
Yeah.
cracking.
Betrayal, cracked hearts, very, very dramatic stuff.
It feels like
Yeah.
it was like, I mean, I was the kid, and I think I'm older than you, but like that watched 90210 and then
Oh,
just wanted to
yes.
like recreate
Everything.
those types
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah, I did watch 90210
Yeah.
because I was the youngest child. So, my
You
parents
got
were just like,
Yeah, watch it.
it's what they're watching.
Watch
Just
it.
watch it. And I am
Melrose
actually
Place.
really grateful for that, because I think that really, TV was a big part of like helping me transform as a writer. All the dialogue, all the adult content, right? My stuff was like very dramatic,
Yes.
and
Was there humor in there or not really?
no, not in my early tragedies. Yeah, I mean the one that I remember most clearly is Five Sisters. Um, their father is at some war, I don't know what war. He
It sounds a
dies.
little bit like Little Women.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was just my like rip
Fan.
off.
Yeah.
And he dies, and then they get evicted, and they go live up on they like climb up a mountain in the middle of winter because they have to live up there for some reason. And then they like all fall off one by one. And that's the
Whoa.
end.
I was going to say Hatchet, but I feel like
No,
the guy in
not.
Hatchet eats the berries and
Yeah,
lives.
no. And I just ended it. I was like, and they're gone.
They fall off the
Yeah.
mountain one by
One by one. Like, no, was the final line that went on very long. And, that's the kind of stuff I would read to my family. And there was no humor. I mean, just
Did they? What was their
not one
But they
observational
might have
detail.
found it slightly humorous.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
What
And
was-
probably a little like, okay, we're just going to keep our eye on this,
Are they surprised at all by your success?
My mom is not. She had always been saying, she's just like, you're gonna do it. I know you are, and I kind of didn't I didn't think I could do it, you know what I mean? But when I saw her talk that way, I was like, well, she's usually right about stuff,
Yeah.
So it's like there must be something there. And so that was always really encouraging to me.
Much more with Alison Espach after the break. So you kind of knew you always wanted to write. It wasn't like a really crystallized
Right.
notion, but it was in you somewhere. When did you want to take it seriously?
Right. And that's a good distinction, because it's crazy to me now looking back. Like I did this all the time,
Yeah.
I did this when I was little, and then I did it in high school, and then I
Yeah.
did it again in college, just producing different manuscripts that just got longer and longer. And then I just never thought about being a novelist, like in a real
Just because you
way.
didn't think it was possible, or it hadn't.
Just no one had ever brought it up to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Like no
Yeah.
one is. I think, in fact, your family's probably like, don't let her know.
Yeah.
Like
She could be a
she
novelist.
could be a novelist.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a scary path, and such a hard path, and there's no set path, right? Like people could become novelists in so many different ways. It's almost
Yes.
impossible to recreate.
Yeah.
Instead of med school, you're
Yeah.
like, well, we know what to do, right?
Yes.
So all of my professions were like writing adjacent, I was like, maybe I'll be a journalist, but I tried that for a little bit, like as an intern, and I just felt so annoying, like I was too shy at the time.
Yeah.
I was just like, do you want to comment on what so and so said? No? Okay.
Yeah, you're like, goodbye.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I can see like that's probably annoying of me to ask, right? Like I just didn't have the temperament for it.
Yeah.
So and then my dad, I remember when I was younger, maybe high school, he was like, I know what you're gonna be. And I was like, what? Tell me. And he's like, I can't tell you because you would not become it. So he's like, I'll write it down on a piece of paper. And when I think you're set, I'll show it to you. And so after I published my first book, he was like, okay, it's not happening.
What was
It
it?
was a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm going to do that with my children.
It
But the
was
thing is,
fun.
I don't have the restraint for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like, you're going to be a lawyer. Stop arguing with me. Like, I've already said that 40 times to my
Right. Yeah.
eldest.
Well, you can, maybe you can be like, I thought of something else. You're gonna
Yeah. And just lie.
And just lie.
Just
Just
be
lie
like,
to your children.
Actually, a lawyer, like I said the 400 times
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
But okay, so then in college, was it like
So it was in college, a professor who just, started kind of commenting on my stories. And then one day it was like, hey, have you ever thought about applying to graduate school for creative writing, which I didn't even know about, I mean, you can go study creative writing and you can get a scholarship, right? And so he helped me with that process. But even then it was just, you go to get your degree so that you could teach, right?
Yeah.
Or segue it into something else. It was never like I'm going to live off of my writing. And honestly, it's still not that way for me, just because it's a psychological I don't want to say burden. It changes the psychology of writing for me.
Like too much pressure.
It's too much pressure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think of plots in terms of like selling
Yeah.
rather than just
What you want to
what I
write.
want to write about,
Yes.
and so I like knowing that even if I never sell another book, I will still have health insurance.
Yes. So you are you're a creative writing teacher, professor,
Yes,
and you do that all the time.
I do that all the time. Yeah.
Is that your would you think of that as your primary work? Well, you're a mother now too. But
Yeah, I think now it's starting to shift a little bit. Maybe that's just because I've been doing it for a while and I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
things are
Habit.
kind of under control there.
Yeah.
Whereas when I first got there, it was like, whoa, how do you do this? You gotta
Yeah.
learn how to make a lesson plan and you
Mhm.
gotta, study your own material.
Mhm.
And so now that I have more free time, I do write a bit more and I'm starting to try to shift so that it's at least feels like 50-50.
Mhm.
It's very seasonal. Summer is sort of like write a book.
Yeah. Yes.
And then September is like, okay, we're going back to school.
school. You mentioned this, which is Wedding People is your third book. You wrote two before, which is so funny that we're talking today because I was with somebody from Barnes and Noble yesterday and they were like, oh yeah, that was one of our like
Fiction
discovery
picks, yeah.
picks, or they like
Yeah, Barnes and Noble has been there. They
From the
picked
very
the adults
beginning.
for their Discover
Yes.
program, and then notes for their book of
The-
book of the month. Or no, I don't know.
I can't remember,
Yeah,
but
something
she
like
said that. She said we've been with Alice, like we saw
Yeah,
her,
they've been very good to me.
which is so wonderful. And Wedding People definitely broke you out into new territory.
Mhm.
What do you think it is about the book that made people fall in love with it so much? Or is that a hard
It
question?
is a
to
hard
ask?
question. I mean, it's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, because
without
like about
sounding
yourself,
like a jerk.
narcissist.
Yeah.
You're
I
like, I'll
just-
tell you what it
it's
is.
so good, Jenna. No. I mean, I can just tell you what I liked about it.
Yeah.
And, what I think when you write a book, you're just always hoping that what you like about it is what other
Mhm.
people will like about it.
Mhm.
And if they don't, then it's like extra devastating. But, um, well, the kind of bittersweet balance, the humor,
Mm-hmm.
the darkness balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way that you can sort of sit in the book and experience something that has some depth, but
Mm-hmm.
be rescued from it.
Those are all the
Sometimes,
things I like
and
about
that's
it.
kind of what I'm always looking for in a
Mm-hmm.
book. Like, I will often read the first page of a book in a bookstore and just kind of wait for something to make me go like, like some wry observation or
Mm-hmm.
some little bit of humor. And and I think it's also just maybe just the character of Phoebe and her transformation. Like, I love to root for someone,
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to see her get to a better place for
Mm-hmm.
me as a writer was part of the challenge and part of the fun of writing her. And so I hoped that a reader would feel that too, like as they're reading, just kind of taking pleasure in watching her change.
More to come with Alison Espach. Stay with us. I know that you wanted it to be lighter, so you were trying to figure out, meaning lighter than your two previous books. And so you were like, okay, why is Phoebe in the hotel?
Right.
Talk about that
Yeah, I
realization.
know. It's funny because when I first started writing, it was like, it has to be so dark, like
Yeah.
everyone must die. That's literature, And
Yeah.
so I kind of every year when I was writing those little books, right, I was like, okay, maybe not everyone has to die, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I can keep some people. And then eventually I was like, just one person. And those were kind of my first two books, right? And so I just got this reputation, at least in my kind of small like friend circle or writer circle or grad school, of just like, no, I think a friend put it like, no one can survive an Espach story, like someone, if you meet someone, you just never know. And I I just started to get a little self-conscious about it. And it kind of triggered that feeling that I had when I was in high school of like being the sad family, like, oh no.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I've gone back.
I've gone
Yeah.
back, and with notes on your sudden disappearance in
Mhm.
particular, that was an odd experience because, you know, I was drawing from some of my emotional
Yeah.
experiences of grief, and those are very true,
Yes.
in the book.
Yeah.
The plot is not true, but
Yeah.
that was true. And some people read it and they were like, this is just too sad. And I was like, it's so normal to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was a
Yeah.
weird,
That was your
I
parts
was
of your
like,
life.
oh, this is too sad.
Yeah.
It's
You were like,
uh-oh.
whoa.
Whoops. Maybe I've been living the wrong life, and so and I was having trouble finishing it, and I was like, what if I just don't write a book about anything related to death or sadness? Like, just keep it fun and
Yeah.
keep it light and keep it easy to write. And and that's how I was going. It was going really splendidly until the bride kept asking, why are you here? Why are you here? And I finally wrote, like, I'm here, to end my life. And I was so disappointed. I
Yeah,
was
you were like, what is happening,
no,
Phoebe?
no. Yeah, I was like, this is exactly how I would ruin a book. Like
Yes.
it felt so like pitch perfect. And I was like, nope, not doing it. And put it away for a couple of years.
Like you almost didn't write the
Yeah,
book.
I just thought, I was like, no, that's one of those ideas that's just too dark.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to say that's too sad. And so when I picked it back up, I was in a different place. I was in a more confident place. And I was like, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I was just going through something. And like,
Yes.
that's what the book is about, right? Is about the bride saying, you must feel this. And Phoebe saying, I refuse, right?
Yeah.
And that tension was in me,
Yeah.
as the writer. And I thought that was interesting. So I just picked it back up again. But I still will say, to be honest, like, I picked it back up again thinking, okay, well, I have a job. I don't need this book to sell well.
Yeah.
Like, I just need to write it. And I
Yes.
know people are going to think it's dark. And I was just
Moments,
I was so
dark in moments
yeah,
and
but
light in others.
I was so happy to be proven wrong.
Well, I think that, I mean, when I think about you as a writer, I think that's what's so incredible, particularly in this book. That's what's so incredible. And I loved that there was an article in the New York Times that said that, then many readers have gone back to read everything that you wrote. And I went back and did, last summer, two summers ago, and read your work because I was like, she's so
Oh,
talented,
thank you.
and obviously they're different, but I think that ability to have humor on one page and then, something ridiculous and next to something heartbreaking is sort of like life, that's what everybody's
Yes.
living.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it resonated so well because I feel like it saw people where they are, in many
Hmm.
ways. Um, that's just me talking about your
Well,
book. So
thank you.
now, okay, let's take the fact that this is sold like 500,000 or probably more. That was the number a long time ago, a ton of copies. The paperback is just out 2 years, which is, you used to do a book a year when you were young. That's the typically
Hmm.
paperbacks come out a year after the hardcover. They've held on because it's continuing to sell. I still see it like on the beaches and subway and everywhere. Does that change writing for you? Like, how do you feel now?
Yeah, I think I don't know yet. I think, in 10 years, we can ask my therapist. Like, I'm sure I will be like, oh, that's what was going on then,
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of, I feel like I'm sort of in the middle of the change.
Mhm.
And I'm also not really writing, like
Yeah.
I'm sort of in the
You gave yourself,
postpartum.
yeah, you had a
Yeah.
baby.
I'm trying. I am trying a bit and getting some nice moments in there. So that's been the dominant change, but before the baby, there was I think about a year. I can't remember my own life. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, no.
I think there was a year where I was writing, and I know people kept asking me, is the pressure like cracking you? And I didn't feel that because I think you spend so long as a writer having no one care about your work.
Yeah.
And, to write a book, you have to invest years of your life
Mhm.
and time that you could be spending with your family or outside or, swimming or doing
Mhm.
anything
Mhm.
else than sitting in a room alone typing,
Mhm.
and so it's a huge investment. And I hated not knowing if people were going to care.
Yeah.
That was always the number one like writer's block for me,
Yes.
where I just like, oh, what am I doing? This is madness. Like, just
Yeah. Go swim.
go swim.
But it's like maybe weirdly liberating to know that you'll have an audience of
It
readers.
is like I feel like it's almost like when you taught
Yeah.
when you give students a prompt, like you give them an audience to
Yeah.
imagine, and
Yeah.
then stuff starts flowing, right? But if you
Yeah.
don't know who you're writing to, um, it's a little harder. And I felt like I knew who I was writing to, but then you doubt those readers exist, right? So you're
Mhm.
like, I'm writing to this kind of reader, but they probably won't care. Like there's so much negative self-talk that pops
Yeah.
up during the process. So during that year, I found it really liberating. It just freed me
So is
from that
that
concern.
whatever that is, wherever that whatever you're working on, that could possibly be something that we get to read
Probably
whenever?
not, because my agent read it and she's like, I don't think this is so ironically it was like,
Yeah.
no, that's not it. But
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one day, I do
Yeah.
tend to write that
Go
way,
back to
like,
things.
starts and stops, like with the wedding people. I started something, oh, it's not ready,
Yeah.
put it away. So hopefully I'll come back to that manuscript that she looked at. But no, I think now I'm right now I'm really sorting through some thoughts and
Yeah.
ideas about all of the time I spent in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting place.
Mhm.
I had no idea. It's a
Especially
universe.
especially, I guess, for somebody that likes to both light and dark, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know. I was like, I can't believe I ended up here. I
Drama
was
and
like
humor.
supposed to go, lighter, lighter.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, and now I'm at the children's hospital. This can't be good for my fiction, but I was like, if that's just how it's gonna keep going.
Mhm.
But because there were so many people are still living their lives there. They're still being people, and they
Yes.
still have 24 hours to get through.
Yeah.
You're not crying the whole time.
Mm-mm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
making jokes. Your relationships are changing with people,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just there's just this building in there that would crack me up every time. It was um the Hale Families Center for Families.
Yeah.
I know, it's just like
The Hale Family
the
Center
Hale
for
Families for
Families.
Families, and like, it was just like a small little thing. I would pass it and I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's a funny name for a building. So it's just that, like, so I'm working through those things, and I don't know where they'll end up, but it's been nice to go back there,
Yeah.
weirdly. I'm so desperate to get home,
Yeah.
but in a weird way, I kind of miss everyone,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, the people that
Yeah,
took care of you.
exactly.
And I know it's early days, so it may be hard to even answer, but how do you feel like motherhood has changed you?
I mean, I feel like it's changed everything about
Mhm.
me, and yet at the same time, nothing.
Yeah.
I had a friend say, after I was back, he was like, "Oh, it's just you with a baby." And I was like, "I know. I'm
Yeah.
surprised
It's
too.
me. I'm
It's
here."
me with a baby." And
Yeah.
some days that's truly how it feels.
Mhm.
Almost like, should I have, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
does the baby know it's just me? And then some days it's just I like lose contact with the person who could just wake up and
Yeah. Remember
do
those
anything. Yeah.
remember those Saturdays where
Yeah.
you're like, "What should we
What
do
should we
with our
do?
day?"
Yeah. What 7 episodes of
Totally.
whatever should we watch?
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting bed rot.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
forget what bed rot
I
is.
know.
I've
I
never
actually
really
made it a goal postpartum to start watching TV. I was like, you are going to start watching TV again?
Did you watch anything that's worth it?
I watched The Beast in Me while I was
Oh, wow. Yeah, you really
in
do head dark.
Yeah, I know. Everyone kept telling me to watch Light, and I couldn't.
Have you
needed
seen
like
Hacks
a
yet?
serial killer drama.
Hacks?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's so good. There's 5 seasons.
That's
so
good.
it's
So
something
you can
can really
invest,
conquer.
yeah.
Yeah. But The Beast in Me was good
The Beast in
too.
Me was good. And normally, I don't think I would have actually watched that had I not been at a hospital. I would have been too scared at home.
Yeah.
But at the hospital, I felt so like
You were like, well,
secure.
I'll get the nurse.
Yeah, I was like, no one, like, serial killer is not my problem here.
Exactly. We have some questions that Read with Jenna readers wanted to ask you. Okay, well, your book is becoming a film.
Yes.
We hope.
We hope. Yes.
I know
That's
a
always like
long
the
and winding road, but what can you tell us about that?
It is. I always feel so uninteresting when I answer this
I
question
know.
there's almost like nothing.
Nothing to
There's
tell.
nothing, but it is. There have been a few drafts.
You have a creator,
a few
though.
drafts. Yes. And the last I heard, they are looking for just kind of the final touches on the screenplay, and then I think send it out for casting. But I also don't know how these things work, so I don't know what that means entirely.
No,
I don't know if they email it. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I'm like, but so hopefully at some point we get to.
Hopefully,
You are a cinematic writer. It's interesting, like that, and I read that dialogue was your forte, which I get. But then you really had to work on setting. And one of the things like that I love so much about your book is how cinematic, like the set pieces are so cinematic, and that hotel on the coast, is like the setting is kind of a character.
Yeah, that's something I really did have to work on. That's something I taught myself while teaching. Because I remember when I was first starting teaching, I was like, setting day. Like, what? I never cared about setting. I was like, how do you make this interesting?
Yeah.
Like
you're a character writer.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely. I was there all for the dialogue.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, there's a tree. They're sitting on a bench. And so I always found myself very bored by any description of the place. And I remember my professor said, sometime, I don't know if she used this exact name, but she was like, sometimes the hardest thing as a fiction writer is getting Robert upstairs. You just have to be like, okay, Robert, like
Go.
go upstairs in a boring way. You
Yeah.
can't make everything fancy. You just have to get him up there. And I was like, that's how I feel. So I started teaching setting in terms of just this idea of like, is the setting closed or open, right?
Yeah.
Like, does the character feel like free and wonderful in the space, or do they feel confined and closed off or shut down? And that like guides me through almost like every place that I put a character in, because already then you now just start thinking, okay, well, what's the hotel going to do for Phoebe?
Yeah.
And it's an open space for her. So
Yeah.
I just kept looking for details that were going to change her, open her up.
Yeah.
And that helps me know what to describe. Like otherwise I'd be lost. I'd be like, there is a nice carpet.
Okay, so here are some of the other questions. The novel manages to be funny while beginning from a dark place. We talked about this. Was there ever a point where you were worried readers wouldn't follow you across that tonal bridge?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, all the time. Yeah. And I remember workshopping the first chapter very early on at a writing residency, and a lot of people did not follow me across that bridge. And that was another moment of like, maybe I don't have something, like I was like, this is funny to me.
Yeah.
But that's not always funny to other people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just sometimes writing to me is just like talking. It's like you got to take the leap. And I'm like, I know this is a big tone shift, and then there's a lot that's changing in a small space, but I think I can make it work, and I think the people who like those wild leaps will follow me.
Yeah.
And I just had to like agree to let go of the people who wouldn't come
be
with
into
me.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody said I adored this book. I want to ask if at any point you thought about the main character actually going through with what she set out to do.
I did. When I first started writing this, I was really thinking about Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway, where the character does go through with it. And I got a little hung up on that, because I was like, well, if I'm, writing this homage to that book, like that's how it has to go. But then as soon as I had that thought, I didn't want to write the book. So, I mean, it was just not what the book was.
Yeah.
Right? So I had that thought, but it vanished very quickly, and was just not the book I was writing. Yeah.
Will there ever be a sequel?
It's funny. It never occurred to me to write a sequel until people started asking me. And then I was like, oh, I could see that. So I'm not saying no. I don't,
Wow. I'm not going to take that as a yes either. I'm going to take it as a...
It's definitely like, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's the only book where I haven't felt entirely, by the time you publish a book, you're actually sick of it.
Yeah.
And you have to like relearn to love it again.
Yes.
And I sort of missed them when I was done. And so I don't feel sick of them.
Lily King, Heart the Lover it's a sequel.
Oh, is it?
Casey, the main character, was in Writers and Lovers.
Oh,
so it's not really a sequel.
But it's in this universe.
But it's in the same universe. And the way she writes it, you don't really know until the end.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, that is very compelling to me. But I think it will be a while.
You need to write other things first.
No one cares anymore. I was like,
guys,
it's here.
Exactly.
We've moved on. It's been 35 years.
Okay. Some book recommendations, if you will.
Yes, well, I was going to say Heart the Lover by Lily King.
Oh, yeah. Did you read Heart the Lover?
Yes. So I should, preface my recs with this true fact that, like, I could not read for, like, this entire year.
Yes.
I did read these books,
Okay.
and I read them all like in a single day,
Okay.
and because I couldn't stop.
Yes.
Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
So Heart the Lover by Lily
Yes.
King.
Yeah.
I
So now you
just
need to go back and read Writers and
yeah,
Lovers.
I
And
feel
so
like
you
you've
know
just
what
blown my mind here.
they go by they don't say her name till the very last page, and then they're
Okay.
like Casey.
Yeah.
Well, Casey and Writers and Lovers was in college,
Okay.
and she had just ended the grad school, like in Boston. It was a read with Jenna pick, but a lot in 2020, so a few years back. And so she's just out of college and just out of that relationship, and we meet her like working and starting her life.
That's really interesting. Yeah, by that time it was like 4 a.m. and I was sobbing. So I was like not
Exactly.
thinking critically.
Exactly.
But
Okay, so
I just fell into that. It just felt like being back in college in the best way, without having to do any of the work. Really great dialogue.
yeah.
So good. Heartwood, which is one of your
Yes.
books. By Amity Gage.
We love her
I
so
love
much.
Amity Gage and read her book immediately after meeting her, and it was just kind of everything I've been looking for in a book. I'm a big hiker, or was a big hiker.
You can still be
okay,
a big
I am
hiker.
a big hiker.
It's still you.
Still
Remember,
me.
it's just
still
you with
me
a baby. Yeah.
on a mountain. It's a hiking book plus a mystery, plus like a story of three women just trying to find their way, and I mean, it's just, it was so,
and like
so
has a
good.
motherhood element
And
too.
has a motherhood. I should go, read it.
Yeah.
And then, oh my goodness, I can't.
Yeah. I can't even remember the other book. What was there a book when you were young that you kind of kept obsessing over? Like, what was
Yes.
that first book
I
love?
had a bunch of them. I mean, Judy Blume was my first one.
Me too.
Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Mhm.
Like, I often think I wouldn't be a writer without having read that book. It just, I loved it so much. When I was a little older, Melissa Banks, Girl's Guide to Fishing and
Oh
Hunting.
yeah,
I read that book so many times.
that's
I
such a good
just-
recommendation for my
I
teen.
loved that book. It kind of carried me through
Yeah.
almost all the teenage years. Like
Yeah.
I just kept returning to it.
Yes.
And it, because the character ages
Mhm.
with you,
Mhm.
I just kept discovering new things that I didn't notice when I was 13, So that was a huge one for me. And then in college, I was obsessed with Lori Moore's Self-Help. It was a short story collection. Just, yeah, she's just so dark and funny, I mean,
Two things you love.
two things I love. Yeah. I mean, she, one of the stories is, I think, how to have an affair, or how to be the other woman. And the first line is like, meet on a, in a dark alley wearing a pea soupy raincoat or something. It just,
It's so smart.
It's just so smart. It's so sharp.
Mhm.
I just read it so many times. Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that we got to sit together after 2 years. No, but we hung out. We went
hung
to
out
the
at a hotel once.
and we went to the Tim McGraw concert.
Oh, we did. When I was like 20 weeks pregnant.
You were pregnant.
I hadn't gone to a concert since I was like, I don't know, in my early 30s. And then I was like, I'm pregnant. I'm gonna go
Let's go
to a concert.
Country concert at the
Yeah.
Nashville Rodeo.
You cannot say no to that.
That was fun.
That was so fun.
It was really fun. I would
Yeah.
do it again.
No, I would definitely do that again.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Let's
As
go.
long as we can take those hearts home. I forget. Those were great.
Oh yeah. Then we also went in a
In a
rickshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was,
There's a lot more to be had. I hope you use some of those details in a future.
But we didn't get
novel.
to chat much. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well,
you
it
don't-
was loud.
You don't. Yes, it was very loud. You don't talk about your lives at a Tim McGraw concert.
That's correct. Well, this was so fun. Thank you,
Thank you
Alison.
so much for having me.
Of course, you're the cutest. Thanks for joining me for Open Book with Jenna. If you enjoyed our conversation, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the episode. And drop us a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll see you next time. This episode of Open Book with Jenna was produced by Andy Taveras. Elena Nicolau is our senior entertainment editor. Sound design and mix by Juliana Masterilli. Our head of audio production is Jessica Fenton, and Ashley Domagola is our production manager. Sadie Bass is our supervising producer. Ariana Davis Santana is the executive editor of Today Digital. I'm Jenna Bush Hager, and this has been Open Book with Jenna, a production of The Today Show. See you next week.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch The Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.